Hello, my name is Ben, and on this YouTube channel I document my own print-on-demand journey. Today I would like to talk about fonts which go well together, because it oftentimes is the case that designs are more interesting and sell more if there are two different fonts, because it makes the design more interesting, might make it look more professional instead of using just one single font, which sometimes can look a bit boring. So I would like to present to you two different fonts that I believe go well together on vintage designs, retro designs, and I will continue to make videos like that because when I started, I'm still pretty much in the beginning of my print-on-demand journey, but when I started, I was struggling to find different fonts that worked well together. You know, it takes a bit of experience, you need to know what sells, you need to know what works well together. And really, I didn't really find any other videos that talk about that. So I thought that is something that not many YouTubers do. So I think there is some value in it. And if you're interested, then please stick around. So I'm in Canva at the moment. So Canva offers some fonts already. And one of these fonts I'm going to show you. And the other one is actually a font that you can download online, so you can just Google it and download it. But because I believe these fonts go so well together, I'd like to show these to you. Right, now, as you can see here, if we say, okay, we just do basically just a vintage retro design. So I'm just going to take, I don't know, just one of these sunglasses here that I've got from All Sunsets, and then maybe let's use that one. And then normally I just choose a black background because I normally design for black, for black t-shirts. So let's center this one, make it a bit larger. And then I'm going to show you the fonts that I would normally use on a vintage retro design. I mean, there are other ones as well that I use, but I really like these two here. So what we can do is we go to text and then we just add some text. So I mean, what we could do is just call it vintage, and then we do a second text, and then, you know, and that could just be a year, for example. I mean, you oftentimes get these birthday shirts, for example, for anyone who was born in 1988, for example, and they are great. They're great birthday gifts. So one font that we could use, for example, would be it's this one. It's called Master of Break, and don't worry, it looks strange now because this font doesn't look good if all letters are capital. So let me change that to vintage, and that looks much better now. It is, it is. I like this font because it is still good to read. You know, even though it's got these round shapes here, but it is still clear to read. It's still good to read. So I really like that, and it really goes well with the other font that I'm going to show you. But before that, maybe we just change the color. And Canva, I really like it on Canva that if you pull images in or graphics into the design, they already show you the colors, or at least most of the colors that are already part of this image, which makes it much easier to match the color of the text to the color of the image. If you want to do that, I sometimes do that, not always, but most of the time. I believe it then looks much better. It then looks much, much more like a professional design. So what we could do is see that doesn't look bad, or maybe even that one. But I guess for the purpose of this video, it doesn't really matter that much. Maybe the text is a bit too big, a bit smaller. And then now, what is the second font? So the second font is actually one that already comes with Canva, and it's called Monotone. And I don't think it is a premium pro font, so it's a free font within Canva that you can then obviously use. And I believe these ones really go together. So before I do anything, I want to change the color. We could make it not really blue. You know what, I think this could be that color, and the other one should be something like that. You know, you've got different options here. Let's do it like that, and what you can then do is just position it directly below the sunglasses, maybe even make it a little bit larger, but I think that's already good. And then you can move things around if you want to, or you could just leave it as it is. And I believe, let me know what you think. I believe these fonts really go well together. I mean, what you could also do is move the sunglasses to the top and see how it works if you have it like that. But what you should then do is the vintage should get another color, and the 1988 as well. Yeah, I mean, you can play around with the colors. Obviously, this is really about the fonts, and again, I really like these two fonts. They go really well together. I think really good if you create some vintage retro designs, or if you create yeah, let's say something like 80s designs, 80s music, or anything like that. I think they're really good because you've got this contrast of a more yes, let's say round shaped font, and the other one which is really good to read. And they really work well together. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. What you can also do if you look for fonts, for example, if you want to create, let's say, vintage, retro, 1980s, 1970s designs, what you can do in Canva when you go to, when you change the text font. Now, as I said, this one is called Master of Break. What you can do, you can sometimes type in some keywords here. So you can look for, let's say, vintage, and sometimes they suggest already some fonts which are not all of them will work, but you know, this one is actually called vintage. So as you can see, it's a different style, but that way you can find fonts as well. Or if you, yeah, I think some of them are really good. And these are all, so these few here that I showed you just now, they're actually pro fonts. So you need to subscribe to Canva to be able to access them. But there are other ones like these ones. They're all free fonts in Canva. And they've got, look, this one is good. It's a bit distressed. Yeah, and that is just what I wanted to show you today. Just want to show you the monotone and the master of break fonts, how well they go together. Let me know what you think. I hope you liked the video. If you liked it, then please smash the like button. And if you want to follow me on my print on demand journey, then please subscribe to the channel. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.